He is considered the shining star of a grassroots movement called Five Star that has shaken up the Italian political landscape. Luigi Di Maio, 31, who in just 5 years has gone from unemployed university dropout to the front-runner candidate for Prime Minister. The anti-establishment movement he leads is now Italy's most popular party. His rise to power was as meteoric as that of the Five-Star movements. While still a student, Di Maio joined the protest movement led by Beppe Grillo, a comedian who voiced, or rather shouted out, the Italians' growing frustration for the lingering economic crisis. Grillo never ran for parliament, but helped turn the movement into a full-fledged party. It quickly became clear that this was no joke.
Ciao a tutti, sono Luigi Di Maio, 23 anni, studio giurisprudenza.
In 2013, Di Maio ran for office, the Five-Star Movement way, by posting his own candidacy online. He only received 187 votes, barely a landslide, but enough to gain a seat in parliament. He was quickly voted in as the youngest ever speaker of the lower house of parliament. His winning pledge, never to call other members Your Honor.
I start my book with a quote from Seneca: "Luck does not exist. It's what happens when talent meets opportunity."
This political rags-to-riches story has been chronicled by a local journalist from Di Maio's hometown.
Lo attaccano soprattutto per la mancanza della laurea, ad esempio. They attack him, especially because he doesn't have a degree. Io ho guardato il fenomeno Di Maio dall'esterno. Però I don't want to be his devil's advocate, but if you consider that today's education minister does not have a degree, our health minister doesn't have a degree, why should Luigi Di Maio have a degree to become Prime Minister? Give him time to gain competence.
La competenza uno se la crea.
This is where Luigi Di Maio comes from. Pomigliano d'Arco, near Naples, has been known until today as the most industrialized town in the south of Italy. But should Di Maio be chosen to lead the next government after the election, this will become famous as the hometown of the youngest ever Prime Minister of Italy.
In the last national elections 5 years ago, Di Maio was one of 160 citizens with little or no experience in politics who gained a seat in parliament. They promised to bring honesty and transparency. But according to Nicola Biondo, the movement's former communication director, they brought none of it.
They behaved like school children without teachers or a principal. The 2013 government started with them arguing over the expenses refund on daily allowances, over money.
Five-star parliamentarians pledged to leave half of their government salary to a fund aimed at small businesses. But at the beginning of February, it was discovered that some of them only pretended to make the refund and kept the money.
È un'amara ironia questa, perché il movimento era nato, per esempio, con una parola d'ordine molto...
It's a bitter irony, because this movement was born on the wonderful promise of zero-cost politics. Unfortunately, reality replaced principles.
Ha piegato certi principi.
If Beppe Grillo is the movement's mouthpiece and Di Maio its face, the brains was the late Gianroberto Casaleggio. The founder of a small web consultancy firm in Milan, Casaleggio organized the movement through Grillo's online blog, creating a database of supporters and organizing campaign events across the country. His ultimate dream was direct democracy through this online platform, where regular citizens can vote for candidates and legislation. But critics worry that since his death in 2016, Casaleggio's legacy is being misused by his son, who now runs the company.
Who manages the portal has access to all data, to everything that happens within the Five-Star movement, above all, the votes. This person is obviously David Casaleggio and his technicians.
and anyone who has access to this data. It means that this person can exercise, theoretically, political power and a very strong negotiating power towards anyone who wants to join the political activities of the movement. Because even though he declares that he has never carried out any kind of control over who has voted what, it is obvious that everyone knows that, in theory, he can, and cannot be free to express their votes sincerely. Gianroberto was betrayed. His original idea was betrayed. Was it good or bad?
Despite the criticism, the five-star movement still tops the polls, but its electoral law favors coalitions, not single parties. So should it win the popular vote, the movement will face a tough decision. Either strike a deal with the traditional parties they say they reject and despise, or remain in the opposition. Claudio Lavanga, Euronews, Rome.